All right. We are recording. Why?
It's called audio sync.
Why?
Audio sync.
Why?
Bitch!
Why do you do these things to me? We're live. We're recording.
It's been a while.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Tangents Podcast, T3G Tangents. This is a podcast where we talk about a bunch of different shit, and then we get into other topics.
Hence tangents.
That's the gist of the situation.
If you couldn't figure out the name of the podcast.
I'm serious. We are in episode 45, and today we're talking about a few things. We're going to start off with the resurgence of the controversy with Scarlett Johansson. So if you remember when she did the Major in Ghost in the Shell. She did Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
There was a big fucking thing about how she's playing the Japanese. Right.
Yeah. And there's a dumb controversy because if you actually watch the movie,
it was fully explained and it made perfect sense.
Yep.
So,
but it's still whitewashing. So
it's still whitewashing. Actually, what's funny is the girl from Pacific Rim, called her out on it apparently at the time. Like somebody had done a thing where because she had like the same haircut as her, I guess, from that movie. And it was like, basically like people were saying that she could have done a better job or she could have done that job. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Maybe they wanted more money by having a more notable actress. I don't know. Like, right. There are 1,000 things in the background that affect this.
I mean, one of the biggest things is when and we talk about it when it comes down to pay too, is it's also the name. The girl from, what's it called? Pacific Rim. Couldn't possibly tell you who you're talking about right now. That's how irrelevant she is.
I don't know her name.
So,
I've seen her in like 3 things.
I'm sure.
Now, that is part of the problem. That she isn't getting those roles.
Sure.
But at the same time, like, they put in X amount of money. They need X amount of return. So, like, it's a balancing game for money, right?
Here's the thing.
The great thing is now we've had stuff like Crazy Rich Asians where it's like, mad money was made, so you can now.
But the problem isn't like, let's say it's Japanese anime, and you want to include Asian actors to stay, what's it called, authentic. But at the end of the day, that's not the problem. The problem is like, it's you're already taking a risk that it's an anime.
Yeah,
becoming live action.
Any sort of translation from an original property has inherent risks.
I mean, look at the last Transformers movies. The first one came out, made a shit ton of money.
But there was so much hate on it.
But then Bumblebee comes out, doesn't make anywhere near the money. So like,
I mean, you look at Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So like the only thing that has been guaranteed to make money right now is comic book movies, and that's only due to Marvel doing it so well. Like even DC has made good money, but it's been a toss-up on their end. So like, you're already taking a risk making anime movies, live action movies that like sometimes you need to.
You gotta hedge your bets. You
need to do what you need to do. Don't get me wrong. Would I like to see a Asian actress portray the character? Sure, but I couldn't possibly think of someone right now that I would have loved to have seen in that role.
Ming-Na Wen. Agent May. No,
absolutely not. Way too old for that, and she's also not even the
she's
right.
A badass.
Yeah, but like I don't care if she's a badass. Like she doesn't fit that character in any sense. The look, nothing.
I agree with you.
Could you think of actors? Sure, but
she's so fucking good though.
It's like, and I'm a huge fan of Lucy Liu, but I wouldn't want her to be fucking Major.
No. I mean, again,
she wouldn't have fit the character.
There's an age thing there. There's a lot of factors. Anyway, that's kind of died down because it's been a while.
Sure,
it's been like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
Now we're back in because she was up for this role to play a trans man.
Yeah. Well, that was a while ago.
And she stepped down, decided not to do the role.
Right, because everybody gave her.
She did an interview. She did an interview where she was quoted as saying that she should be, as an actress, be able to play any person animal, tree, whatever the hell. Like, the whole job is to do what you're told. Play the role you're given.
But it's not even just that. It's called acting.
Right. It's called acting.
Act.
And that's kind of how it was quoted. It was quoted as just that statement.
Sure.
And basically it was a lot of people responding with, that's a whole lot of fucking privilege there talking, because, like, you should just be able to play whoever, and, like, ignoring the fact that there are inconsistencies in how people are cast and inconsistencies in how people are paid. Like, there are fewer roles provided to people of color, people of disenfranchised groups. But, like, the thing is, there was all this fucking controversy, and we've talked about this before, about the initial reaction to the shit that's happening right now, and then you find out the shit is not right. Because guess what? 2 fucking days later, she puts out a statement that says, my fucking interview was misquoted. It was framed, and it was titled that way, and it was clickbaited, basically. They created a clickbait article.
Yeah, of course they did.
And they did not have the full article. That's why.
But here's the thing to me, like, I don't disagree. Even if that it was clickbaity, and even if that was part of a statement, that's not an inaccurate statement. She is an actress. She should be able to act.
Sure. And in a vacuum, that's a perfectly fine statement.
Right.
But the problem is nothing's in a vacuum. There are inherent problems within the industry.
Yeah, but there are inherent problems in the world. So, like. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
And that's where the conversation
like,
that's where the conversation we've had versus, like, the individual versus the whole, kind of where you're gonna be focusing your attention.
Sure.
And I feel like once you're at that level, now again, at our level, it's difficult for us to make any sort of meaningful impact on a grand scale.
Sure.
For people.
Yeah. She's
at a level where she can make meaningful impact on a grand scale for people, just because of her influence, her money.
That's great, but her influence, dude, you can have all the fucking influence you want in Hollywood unless you run the bitch. So, like, she still doesn't run Hollywood. Hollywood runs her. So, at the end of the day, she gets crazy pay. If she says, hey, big timer that owns this fucking company that's allowing me to be in this movie, fuck you, you should let this person do. Oh, you know what? We'll call you next time for that next role. Never. Because we run your ass.
There is that.
But at the end of the day, yes, she can make statements. Yes, she can fight for the little guy. But at the end of the day, she is an actress.
Right.
Getting paid to act. I don't give a fuck if she's acting a dude. As long as she portrays that dude the way it needs to be portrayed.
Sure.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't disagree.
That's like telling me Robert Downey Jr. shouldn't have portrayed it.
As far as...
the fucking thing with all hair all over it. Like... should it have been an animal? Like, I don't, like...
What now?
He did a fucking act where he portrayed some fucking, like, human being that had hair all over his fucking body. Like, it was nothing but hair. Regardless, at the end of the day, actors act. Yes, there is such thing as fighting and making statements and bringing to light.
I don't disagree.
But at the end of the day, you are... if you can convince me you are that person... you are doing that job. I don't give a shit if you're not transgender. Yeah. You are convincing me. That is the point of acting. If I'm sitting in a movie, I'm like, I don't believe it. You're shit. Fuck, you're not doing your job good enough.
Right. No, and I do not disagree at all, even a little bit.
Should there be an argument towards?
But I think
fighting for the little guy. Sure. But
I think we're in a position now. I think we're in a position now, in 2019. That there is way less risk of that. There's way less risk of someone just saying, well, you're not going to get any more roles. Because you can just make your own fucking movies. You look at anybody that's making their own fucking movies. Will Smith has his own production company. Kevin Hart has his own production company.
Yeah, that's
like,
great.
They make their own movies.
But they're also huge.
And she's huge.
Not that huge. She doesn't. Does she... okay, if she's so huge, does she own her own production company?
I don't know if she does, but I know she can. And I know that if it came down to it, if, you know, the Hollywood bigwigs said, fuck you, Scarlett Johansson, we're not going to call you anymore, I bet you Kevin Hart will call her. I bet you Will Smith will call her, because if she makes that stand.
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. But at the same time, listen, at the same time, I'd hope that's the case. but we don't know that.
No, we don't know
because there's still political bullshit that plays in the world, and unfortunately, that also plays into Hollywood.
100%.
There are the guys that run Hollywood,
100%,
and they're not Will Smith, and they're not Kevin Hart.
No, very true.
That's
very
why
true.
Kevin Hart got a bunch of shit, because he's like, I'm trying to create jobs by sucking up to these white guys that own the fucking business.
Yeah.
Like, he got shit. It was like, oh, you're selling out. You're just taking the money. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, motherfucker, he is. Because then when he gets big enough, he can make jobs happen for the other guys.
I 100% always go back to the Jay-Z line. I got rich and gave back. To me, that's a win-win.
I mean, at
you
the
got to
end of the
get
day,
to a level where you can make the movement.
At the end of the day, sure. Can a transgendered person act that? Sure.
And that's my
Give
other,
me one name.
And that's right. That's exactly my other. That's actually absolutely my next question is: is there someone good enough to lead a movie? Because guess what? That movie's not getting made right now.
Yeah, of course it's not.
I'm sure there are trans actors and actresses in Hollywood.
I'm sure.
But are they good enough to lead a major film like that?
To lead a movie that'll make money.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, there will be. Yeah. You know, once they have some time under their belt, some experience under their belt. But
like here's a perfect example. You got guys like Matt Damon and Christian Bale. They're doing Ford versus Ferrari. Why didn't you give it to somebody else? Why didn't you put another guy in there?
Right.
You know, somebody we haven't heard of. Why? Because Matt Damon and Christian Bale bring money.
Yeah. Plus, Matt Damon looks and sounds and acts like Carroll Shelby, and I'm just like, fuck me.
Yeah, but I mean, but at the end of the day, like, you know the acting chops, and you know that they bring money. At the end of the day, it's still business. So much bullshit behind the fucking hate that she got casted for that role. Mm-hmm. Movie ain't getting made, is it?
But now, on the same kind of, on the same level, because somebody brought up, last week everybody was like, a black woman can't play Ariel, but this week they're saying Scarlett Johansson can't play a trans man. You know, you gotta pick. You gotta fucking pick.
I'm saying, like
why?
Let's bitch about.
Last week everybody was like, oh, everyone should be able to play whatever.
Here's the problem.
What's your feeling on the Ariel thing?
I don't give two shits. The problem is people bitch, but they don't take the small wins. And guess what is better? The small wins. You can keep bitching and shit won't get made, or you can take the small wins. It's got to start somewhere. It ain't gonna fucking change overnight. Unfortunately, that's just the case of the fucking world. It's been like this since fucking dawn of man.
Yeah, the problem is that the same people that last week said, "Oh, a black woman should be able to play Ariel," are the same people that are saying that she shouldn't play.
She shouldn't be a transgender man. Like, it's really fucking dumb.
Right.
It's really dumb. Yeah.
All I know is the only Cinderella movie I've ever seen, starred a black woman with a black fairy godmother.
Yes. Was that with Moesha?
Yeah, Brandy.
Brandy? Yeah.
Brandy and fucking Whoopi Goldberg was the fairy godmother.
Yeah.
And the queen was black and the king was white and the son was Asian. And guess what? Not once was I like, I understand, what is this? How does this make sense? Yeah. Like, Cinderella's white.
Here's the thing, my only problem, I've always said this, my only problem with just straight up ethnicity changes to characters is because it's just laziness. That's all it is. To me, that's my biggest issue. It's like, we changed the ethnicity to change the ethnicity.
But here's my question.
But it's not because...
With something like this, now, granted, I'll give you that for things like Fantastic Four, where it was like, it was kind of...
the Human Torch could have been black.
Well, it's not even that.
Johnny Storm, that's a whole different...
again, it's an alternate universe, and we've covered
Sure,
this.
Yeah, of course, like I said. But to me, it's... You didn't change the character, you just changed the ethnicity.
I feel like they totally changed the character.
Slightly.
Because he was kind of a bitch.
No, they didn't completely change the character, they just clearly had bad writing. Because at one point he's...
To keep using that as an example is such a bad idea.
Yeah, no, of course. That was just a bad movie.
But to go to the same, everyone can play everything.
Yeah.
It's not so much... Now, again, unless the character's ethnicity, their skin color, plays a part in the role of who they are, I feel like it doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't matter who you cast.
It's not, but once again, to me, it's not a problem of, the ethnicity. My problem is, they just changed the ethnicity for the sake of like, let's make people happy, change ethnicity. That's just as fucking bad as not putting the fucking, like, to me, it's just laziness.
No,
it's straight laziness.
It's 100%
like, if
tokenism.
you can't
There's
write
no question
if
about
you
that.
cannot write a badass character with a different ethnicity in mind, you are a shitty writer. Period. You're a shitty storyteller. You're a shitty writer. That's why I love when fucking Michael B. Jordan said, like, yeah, I play Superman, but I play Black Superman. I wouldn't play Clark Kent Superman.
Right.
Like, and I respect
No,
that.
and I agree with that because these characters already exist.
Yeah.
And for something like comics, to me, that's very much a matter of like there is a historical record of these people, these characters existing in other universes and other
100%.
Like even if you were to say from the primary timeline, like there have been multiple people that have held the same name.
Right. Yeah.
So you could have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you bring Green Lantern, but bring Jon Stewart.
Please bring Jon Stewart. Jesus
like,
Christ.
It's no, I don't. It's stupid. People don't take the small wins. They bitch about everything. Like they want everything. Like they don't want just a piece of cake. They want the whole damn thing. And it's like that's never been like that in human life. So
exactly. No, it's definitely it's not a fun way to approach.
I'm just happy to see someone like Scarlett Johansson being in a role like that. I am happy to see that they're providing something like the Ariel casting to a black woman. Like, that shit's happening.
Yeah.
Stop fucking bitching about it. Like, you're winning. I get it. It's not a transgender man or whatever it was, like man to woman or woman to man, whichever way it went, whatever the movie's about, but
and
who
what's
cares? Like,
fucked
take
up,
the win.
and what's fucked up, and I just found out about this. I actually didn't realize this, but a few years ago, 2016, I think it was, Jared Leto won a fucking Oscar.
Yeah, we talked about
playing,
this. Yeah,
for playing a trans woman. Some people did. Some people still did.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, it is about becoming that character.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger became Joker.
Yeah, dude. I'll
the most convincing Joker
right now.
ever.
I remember it till this day. I was working at Circuit City in Rockford, Illinois. It got announced. I was like, A Knight's Tale?
You were like, 10 things I hate about
10 things I hate about you?
Bruh.
Like, he's good, but like, Joker good? I don't know about that. Then I watched the movie and I shut the fuck up. I ate every fucking word.
The same thing. And actually, so kind of to go on that tangent, I was talking to Erica last night about Joker, the movie, the new one coming out.
Yeah.
She was like, do you think it's going to be good? And I said, I think it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be probably compelling. I think it'll be well written.
Yeah,
it'll be well acted.
I think it's going to be that.
But I don't think it'll be a comic book movie.
It's not a comic book movie.
And I think...
It's going back to Christopher Nolan's movies.
Yeah.
It's not going to be...
I would even say that's more of a comic book movie because of the action involved. But there was still less action than I would have liked to see.
Right, but it had zero supernatural things because he didn't want it. He didn't have any sci-fi shit in it because
he totally did, but like...
But he didn't.
The computer that could scan every computer at the same time, like instantly.
Well, once again, it's just that's not crazy sci-fi. That's literally just better technology than what. Honestly, I'm sure we have that. We just haven't.
I mean, that's the NSA. That's the NSA.
Yeah, just the public doesn't have it. But regardless, at the end of the day, like he didn't have Joker becoming Joker because he fell in a fucking chemical pool. No, he's just a dude with a fucked up face and crazy. Like, and he always said, he's like, the reason I did that is because that's what I want. I don't want, this is just a dude that decided to fight crime and he happens to wear the Batman suit.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
and I get that. That's exactly what we're getting with this movie. It's going to be a serious movie. It's going to be a movie that makes you think.
Yeah.
It's going to be a movie that fucking's like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be like, I just watched the Joker on screen because that's what I saw.
And I was telling Erica, I was like,
However, I will say, even though fucking The Dark Knight and all those movies are not meant to be, they're great movies. I do have to say that I watched the Joker on screen at that moment. When I watched him as Joker, I was like, that's Joker.
That was really good. Like, he was really good. There's no question about it.
So
I was telling her, I'm like, there are comic books of all genres. There are comic books that have all sorts of subject material Some are very like plain, mundane, daily shit.
Yeah.
But comic books, as a general term, are known as high action, high adventure, bright, explosive,
over the top.
Fucking X-Men, Spider-Man, all that shit is very bright, very costumey,
100%.
superpowers. There are comics that people don't realize are comics.
Right.
There are Road to Perdition, great example, fantastic film, outstanding graphic novel series. There are several. History of Violence, again, same thing, based on a graphic novel. Shit that I didn't even know when I watched it. Men in Black, to a point, is a little more comic booky, but at the same time, it's still just a sci-fi movie.
Right.
But it's based on a comic book.
Yeah.
Like, there are tons and tons of movies. I would say there are some that don't necessarily fit the comic book mold, but are definitely visibly comic book movies.
Right.
Like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim visually is a comic book movie.
Yeah, they took that to heart.
Yeah, they 100% did.
Yeah.
Just like,
and it worked.
Yeah, it played really well for me. But you also look at something like, what is it? The kid with the green suit.
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass, yes. That is very much a comic book movie.
Right.
But I still feel like it was bordering. It was bordering on kind of like... But I think that's how it was written. It was written kind of in like a... I mean, like, look at Wanted. Wanted, as a movie, is not a comic book movie.
Yeah, no, it's an action movie.
It's and that was like a great... The way that whole thing came about was a very, very interesting story, because they were originally pitching a movie.
Right.
Nobody would buy the fucking movie, so then they were like, fuck it, we make a graphic novel. The graphic novel, to me, 1,000 times better, because it makes, like, in-jokes to comics.
Yeah.
Like, fucking great shit. But then the movie was still good, and I would gladly have seen more, but, like, you know, it is what it is. It didn't hit the right audience or something, you know? But I feel like maybe it was a little early, too. I feel like if they came out with it now, maybe we'd get a steamroll on it.
I feel like there was love behind it, though, so, like, I don't
know. There was. I mean, they came out with a movie or a game.
Well, there was talks that there was another one, but...
There always is, you know? There's always talks. Let's see.
Whatever.
Let's see. What's his face? Wanted sequel. 1 and 2. But it's got an IMDb. But I don't think that's happening.
Well, both Looper and Den of Geek were talking about it. Well, shit, this was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there was a lot of talk
so I
about
mean, listen, regardless, like, here's the thing. There should have been a sequel. There wasn't.
No, yeah, it was 2014. 2014 was the last update on it, so.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a long time ago. That was a 2008 movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Holy shit.
No, it's dumb. And it's a fucking shame. Instead of viewing it as a win, people are viewing as like, let's bitch some more. So
yeah, no,
it's a damn shame.
It's
a damn shame.
There's I think there's people just want, like, they want everything to be in the most culturally sensitive possible way without offending any person possible, and I'm like, you're never going to.
Yeah, no, that's not how the world works.
Like, Erica showed me something that she's in a Zumba group, and somebody shared a photo. Yeah. And you could tell what the photo was and what it was intending to do. But it was a photo of a very attractive woman bending over into the fridge in like a nightgown. And it said Zumba. And then the next photo was a very fat woman, same kind of nightgown, bending over, and said no Zumba. Intending to say, like, you will be fat and unfuckable, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, right, but you chose to be offended by that.
Right.
Because you're taking something personal.
Correct.
That's all it is to it, because at the end of the day, that was posted. Sure, it's meant to, like, incite conversation or whatever. Yeah. It's meant to incite something. But if you just don't give that person any time of your day, that dies.
Yeah.
You look at something on a Facebook group, like, you know, let's say the Illinois Car Enthusiast group. Somebody posts something, and you don't want it to fucking get any you just don't comment on it. And then it dies because other shit shows up.
I don't comment on shit when I see online. I see it, I'm like, and I move on.
Like,
it's like, can I take annoyance to it? Not necessarily offense, but annoyance. Yeah, but I just move on because there's too much shit to do to worry about fucking what somebody else thinks. Or
exactly.
Like,
there's too much life to live
I got
to
too
worry
much
about
shit
what
to
anybody else is thinking
before
about.
I'm worried about what some dumb motherfucker has to say or do. Like it ain't my like. That's seriously being a YouTuber or a movie star and listening to these assholes that hate on you instead of just being like, what's the next job?
Yeah.
Like that's like Robert Downey Jr. getting hate when he got announced as Iron Man, and then him focusing on the hate instead of like, I'm gonna be a badass Iron Man.
I watched an incredible video that talked about it was basically like how to handle confrontation. I forget what the channel is, but they talk about like how to deal with people and how to conversate and how to be likable and shit like that. And there's a great part because I don't know if you remember right after the first movie or right leading up to the first movie, there was an interview where this guy started asking him about like his drug use and his like jail time and shit.
Yeah, shit like that.
And he was just like, "The fuck are we doing here? You know, like what are we?" And then he left. He walked out of the interview.
Yeah.
But it was a great. The video was how to deal with passive aggressiveness.
Right.
And because this guy was kind of like probing, and and he dealt with it in such like in a refined manner. I would have fucking flipped on the dude personally.
Right.
But he's just like, are we promoting a movie? You know?
Yeah.
Kind of like playing full, but like, hey.
I don't think that was the first time, but I did watch that. He was asking him like, remember the things you said like about politics? He's like. And like he brought up one of the words he used, like honestly, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, yeah, because he was talking about like how he.
I don't think that was for the first movie. It was like
the second one, maybe. But anyway,
second one, or I think it was actually for the first Avengers or something like that.
Yeah, but it was
whatever.
So
but
like
at the end of the day, like
he gave him like 2 chances,
he gave
like,
more
and then
than
he's
two.
like, "All right, we're done here."
Yeah, he's like, "All right," and he just walked away, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's." Like he didn't take it. Like he's like, I got shit to do, man.
Yeah.
Like I got another interview.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here for promoting a movie.
I'm not gonna. I'm like, bro, like your questions are shit. But he didn't even say that. He's like, all right, well.
And he answered.
Yeah.
And he answered, but.
He answered a few. He said, like once again, like the political question, and he was like, I don't even know.
Yeah, and it was kind of. He's like, I didn't know what I meant.
Yeah.
Then because like my views have evolved, and I think everyone's views evolve over time.
100%.
And I was like, yeah, that's good. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the movie.
Yeah.
And then he kept pressing, and I would have walked out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, you're a better man than me, sir.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it continues to be the same thing, and it goes for anything. I know some issues are stronger than other, but at the end of the day, it is still the same shit.
Yep.
They are words, and if you accept them to hurt you, they will hurt you, and you are going to worry about that, and that is what you're going to be concerned about.
100%.
Instead of like, hey, am I well off? Can my kids eat? Can I go take a vacation with my kids? Can I,
Can I feed my family?
Can I pay my rent? No. I'm going to be concerned about what that dumb motherfucker over there wrote on the internet today.
It's a silly thing to be worried about.
And I get it. I'm white, so I don't get it. So
you're white.
I'm white. I don't understand. I couldn't possibly understand. So at the end of the day, fuck it. What am I talking about?
But then to me, from my perspective, I'm like, a lot of people can't understand the fact that I was on the side of a mountain and almost fell off because there was war.
Here's my question. Right? So people bitch that. She's she was going to play that transgender role. But what happened to Ghost in the Shell when a female-led movie was played and it didn't make money?
You know what it did is it did not make movie. It did not make money.
It didn't make money, right?
Didn't make any money.
Didn't make money.
Nope.
And there's no sequel, right? And there's no sequel with a female-led role.
No.
I wonder why that is. Is it because the people were bitching, or because they were bitching and then didn't go support it? I can't tell anymore.
Yeah.
It's
that's why. I mean, I told you flat out. I was ready to just call it a day with anybody talking any shit about female roles and female-led movies.
There's been plenty
with Captain Marvel, because when that came out, I was like, if people do not go, if this movie does not make a proper amount of money, I'm done. I'm done having. Yeah. I'm done listening
to
anyone talking about.
But here's the thing. But even if that didn't make money, I knew it was gonna make money because it's Marvel. Here's where I have a problem with. I don't give a shit if that movie made money because it's Marvel.
It was always going to make money. It was
going to make money regardless. I don't give a shit. Even if it was $500,000 or $450 million, that's still money. What I am mad about is the movies that aren't Marvel.
Yep.
You had Tomb Raider. That was a fucking fantastic
movie. Oh my God,
movie.
it was so good.
Guess what? It didn't make the money them fucking Marvel movies are making.
It didn't even make... I feel like it didn't even make half of what it should have.
Not even. Ghost in Shell. Alita Battle Angel.
Although Alita killed it.
It didn't kill it. It made money, but it didn't kill it. It should have killed it. It should have been almost $1 billion movie.
I think it was better than Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Without question.
Without question.
And it should have
killed it, but it didn't.
No.
And you know what? I don't want to hear it. You've had plenty of fucking movies that are fucking specifically led.
I'd be very interested to see what
the character
Red
is
Sparrow?
literally.
What did Red Sparrow make? Like Red Sparrow was a...
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not sure. That's the one movie I didn't go see that was a female-led movie.
Oh, bro.
So it had a $69 million budget.
That's terrible.
It made worldwide $151 million.
Worldwide. Domestic only made 46. I only care about the domestic number in this kind of situation.
It's where we
here
bitch.
Is where the arguments
This is where we're bitch, yeah.
So that's Red Sparrow.
So it cost $69 million to make. Only $46 million made, so... Stop fucking...
Let's see, Atomic Blonde, which is an
Which I did
film.
go see. So fucking...
$30 million, it made 51. Not terrible.
Not bad.
But still only $100 million worldwide.
And that's Charlize.
That's Charlize.
Let's
be serious.
I mean, I don't know about fucking you, but... you know...
What did we have? Alita. I'm curious. I actually haven't looked at this in a while. $170 million budget domestically.
Yeah. $85 million domestic.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It's disgusting, dude.
The only thing that saved that movie is China. It was
foreign,
China.
Yeah.
It was China. China came through.
So everybody that bitches here that's all they are, is they're bitchers. They don't back up what they preach, what they bitch about.
It's a lot of people on the internet
just
wanting
a
to
lot
make
of
a statement
on
on
the
the
internet.
internet.
Of keyboard warriors. You know what I do? I don't keyboard warrior. I go fucking support the movies. I've seen every one of those movies except Red Sparrow. That is the only movie that I didn't go see, and honestly, it's just because it didn't grab my attention like Atomic Blonde did.
Sure.
So
there's the new one.
I'm super stoked about
Atomic
it.
Brunette or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super stoked. I hope I didn't miss it because I do want to go see that.
What was it called?
I can't. Just look up action. Just look up female-led action movie 2019.
Let's see.
Should be coming up.
Coming out in 2019. There we go. There's Alita. Fury? Oh.
Fury's. I saw the trailer for that.
Godzilla, Dark Phoenix, Men in Black. I'm sorry, Zombieland's coming out?
Yep, new Zombieland is coming.
Dude, have you seen the trailer for Charlie's Angels?
I'm not. I don't
Dude,
care.
I was hyped. I was hyped.
I don't care.
I was hyped.
I don't care.
The rhythm section.
Really? You guys are not really? You're not gonna talk about the...
I'm really interested what the rhythm... Oh, okay, so it's called the rhythm section, but it says, as a woman who is seeking revenge after her family is killed.
Really? You're not going to talk about the one that I'm super excited about, but apparently nobody else is?
Damn. Upcoming? 2019 in film.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm being silly.
Yeah, I don't know why you're being silly either.
2019, this is my favorite Wikipedia of all time. Let's see, what are the highest grossing in 2019? Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, Aladdin's killing it. Holy shit. Far From Home.
Hey, Detective Pikachu did it.
Dang, 429 million. They're doing it good. What do we have? So it'll be.
I just hope I didn't miss it. That's my problem because I really wanted to see that in theaters. It looked good.
So here's June, late night, Changeland. No, I don't think. No.
Is it Anna?
I hope no, because this is action thriller.
Yep, it is.
Because who was that? No, I think this is foreign, dude. No. French action. Luc Besson. I don't think this is it. Let's pull it up real quick.
Pull it up. It is, motherfucker. Did I miss it though? When did it come out?
Came out in June.
Damn
that is it. That is it.
Damn it, I missed it. Sorry, and I didn't...
Budget 30 million, box office 11.
Sorry. I did want to watch it.
But at the end of the day, but again, that just goes to prove our point.
Yeah,
it goes to prove our point.
female-led movie. It looked like fun.
It's Luc Besson, like, just to be serious.
Yeah, so, like, I'm not...
It looked fucking great,
It looked like a great movie. I'm so mad that I missed that. Damn, that sucks.
Did it come out, like, the same week or something? Damn,
that sucks.
Child's Play, Toy Story 4. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely came out during a bad time.
Yeah, Toy Story 4.
Why would you even
all the ladies took their kids to the movies.
Oh, I missed Shaft? No shit.
Yeah, we all missed Shaft. I knew Shaft was coming out. I didn't see the original one. I'll be honest with you.
I have.
I love Sam Jackson.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time since they put it out. Yeah. Like, the sequel to was the 2000. Oh my god! 19 years.
19 years.
Holy shit. So what? Did he have the kid at the end of the first movie?
I don't remember.
Because that's got to be.
Yeah.
He's got to be 19.
Very possible. But yeah, so you bitch about everything, but you don't go support it. So at the end of the day,
it's a shame.
If you're gonna get mad about what people say, well, be mad at me. I'm gonna tell you right now, keyboard warrior. That's all you are, is a keyboard warrior. You're just out there to bitch, but you ain't supporting shit.
On the same note, let's swing around. We'll go to our third listed topic up here. Captain Marvel Volume 1.
Sure, I have no idea about this topic.
So we watched. I showed you a video from about a year ago. Not even a year ago. Like 7 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a few months.
6-7 months ago, and it was when the first issue of the new volume of Captain Marvel came out.
You showed me one guy was reviewing it.
He read it and he was just like appalled by how feminist and overly just hateful of men it was. Right.
Did you actually read it?
Through it, I read the first entire arc. The first 5 issues. Because I'm like, let me get the full context. Okay. I don't want just because the first issue, honestly, there was like one thing that was like hyper feminist. And even then, it wasn't so much that it was hyper feminist, it was that the bad guy was a guy who legitimately came out in like the 70s.
Right.
It was a Fantastic Four villain, and his name was Machismo, which is like machismo.
I see.
So like this guy's always been a piece of shit.
I see.
So that's the villain they chose. Sure, whatever, and it was well played. I read the whole arc.
Right.
It was girl powery, but it's a female led title, so like I get it.
Sure.
It's always kind of been that ever since 2015, the first series they came out with.
Right.
It's a good read. It's a good fucking read, honestly. Solid read. I had just finished reading. Mr. and Mrs. X, which is Rogue and Gambit after they got married.
Okay.
In one issue, she was like, hey, I got a call from Carol. I got to go handle some shit. I'll be back. And she goes, and in this, you find out she was actually, like, tricked by this bad guy to come and fight Carol. And I was like, that's out, because I was like, how are they going to play Rogue into this? Because I remember she had called her.
Right.
But it turns out he had called her, like, on a trick. And I was like, this is awesome. And it, like, really played out well. There was this, like, whole time dilation thing. Like, it was a good fucking read. And I'm like, what the fuck was this guy mad about?
Right.
And that, to me, goes to, again, the keyboard warrior. Like, so mad about so little.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, was there, like, because, again, this guy is a piece of shit.
Right.
So, yeah, are there things where, like, the guy has, like, he literally says, I have a will-weakening ray that works on the weak-willed women. And I'm like, fucking guy, man. But, like, his name was fucking Machismo.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm not really.
Right. It's how the guy is. How it's like.
I just legit thought it was a good read, and I don't understand what the anger was, because I know there were other people. I mean, that guy was one example.
Right. But I mean,
I'm sure there were other people.
And I'm sure.
And again, end of the day, I've always been a fan. When I was reading singles, when I was buying comics, I would read 3 issues, I would give it a chance, and I'd be like, yes or no.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
I was not worried about propaganda. I was not worried about, like, are there politics in this? Like, comics have always, since the dawn of fucking time, been a way to subversively talk about what is in the public today.
Sure.
Always. And that's why you have some of the most important comics of the golden and all the ages are ones that talked about shit that was popular, that was happening, that was current.
Right.
One of the most important Green Arrow, Green Lantern books is when you find out that Speedy's on fucking drugs.
Right.
That he's a fucking heroin addict.
Right.
Like, that was a hard fucking topic to talk about, but it was the 70s, and that was a big thing.
Yeah, and people need to talk about it.
Like,
I mean, listen, once again, it goes back to what you're going to get offended by, and how much you're going to pay attention to that one single thing out of the entirety of what's going on.
facts.
So it doesn't matter if it's in a movie or if it's in life. You're gonna do you, boo boo. At the end of the day, and it's just a shame. It's a goddamn shame. There's just so much to life to do to worry about that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I'm all for fighting for the proper rights and fairness, but like if you're just sitting there to bitch.
Because again, like you said, if you're sitting there and you're doing nothing,
right?
You're doing nothing.
You're doing nothing.
You could talk a mad game.
You can.
And there is something to be said about making people aware of shit. Sure.
But that's such a small thing.
Yeah.
It's such a small thing. Like, you can, sure, okay, we've been made aware that there's not as many female-led roles. But when there are,
nothing happens.
nobody ain't doing shit
Yep.
about it. Well,
Yep.
I am, and I'm a man. So, last time I checked. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a man.
I have verified.
So I've been almost every time there's been a female. Underworld, love the fucking series, even though like 4 was pretty shitty.
It got a little.
Well,
less
guess
than good.
what? I went to go watch it not only because of vampires and werewolves, but when I saw her in the trailer and she was badass, and I was like, but she was a good kind of badass. Like, she wasn't overacting the badassness. I was like,
I mean, you look the same way that a lot of, I would say probably overly majority men went to see Resident Evil.
yeah, I love
Which was almost an entirely female casted
yeah,
fucking series.
Yeah. Love that series, by the way. Love that
Guess what? Nobody went to see it.
Nobody ever went to fucking watch it. I watched the first.
Like, they made enough movies.
Yeah,
They made
yeah,
enough money
yeah.
to make more movies.
Yeah.
But like,
But it didn't make money.
If this
And
was
people were
was an actual thing,
really, that's your statements about female like those are your examples? Yeah, motherfuckers.
yeah,
because
they talk
they're
about female-led heroes
Yes.
and action movies.
Yes.
Yeah, guess what? She was action and
She was
hero.
a badass through and through, and she
Right.
did a good job. I never felt like she overacted the badassery of that character.
I think
like,
she's
badass.
always been a good actress.
Yeah.
I've never seen her just overdo it.
Yeah, so
I've
I
never
thought,
seen her overdo it.
So I love those. I watched all of them. I've watched, I want to say the first 4 in theaters, and then after that it kind of dropped off because just they're quick releases. They don't advertise them as much when they were bringing them out and stuff like that. But yeah. So I'm interested to see if this movie.
Charlie's Angels, man. I'm
interested to see if this.
There was a TV series. Fuck me.
There was, yeah.
Um,
I'm interested to see if it makes money, because if it doesn't, or if it just makes money, it's just another thing I can talk about and shove in people's faces and be like,
Unofficial Angels? What the fuck is that?
But yeah, man, it's people bitching about the. It's either they're bitching and doing nothing about it, or they take like the smallest thing to bitch about and it's irrelevant. So at the end of the day, I just I don't know what the complaints are. Like, you're telling me that, like, I didn't read the comic book, but you telling me that there's literally out of the entire issue, there's just like one.
It's literally her hanging out with Spider-Woman and talking about the fact that she was gone for a while, the fact that her mother died, that her brother almost died, just catching up.
Yeah.
And then it's like they had just destroyed this giant Kraken type thing, and yeah, that was really the whole issue.
Right.
And then this dude shows up in the last like 3 panels,
Right.
and that's it. Like the last 3 pages are this dude.
Yeah.
And he says and again, it really wasn't that, like, it wasn't all that.
No, yeah.
Just like the same way that there was a whole fucking big thing about the Mockingbird series a few years ago, and like people made a big ass deal, and the last issue said, like, she had a t-shirt on and said, ask me about my feminist agenda, and people were like, blah blah blah, you know, like the good old boys all went off.
Yeah, of course.
And it, again, really wasn't that big a thing. read it. It was an okay. It wasn't a great series. But it was an okay series.
Sure.
It was done. That was it. That was the last issue. Like, it was stupid. It was fucking stupid. Can I say this is the first time Charlie's Angels, the new Charlie's Angels movie, is the first time I've actually been excited for a Kristen Stewart role. And actually, she looks capable and good.
I was just gonna ask you. I'm like, how do you feel about Kristen Stewart?
Like, legitimately, I saw it and I was like, she's smiling. She's smiling and she's like showing a range of emotion and like she can exist as a human being. Like, this is amazing. Because everything before, she's just like fucking dead silent, just like no fucking smiles. Then like even the smile, even when she did smile, like I've seen most of the fucking movies of the Twilight, bro. Like little half a tooth showing, like not smiling.
Yeah,
like,
but
even on the cover here, she's already more badass than.
I gotta give her a little slack. I mean, she came from literally that one role where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but then she was Snow White. Didn't do well in that because they kicked her out of her own movie for the sequel.
Well, right, but at the same time, once again, coming from a role that all she knew was like, maybe I should crack a little bit of a smile.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's very interesting. Produced by Elizabeth Banks, directed by Elizabeth Banks. I like Elizabeth Banks. She's in the movie. So she plays. She's Sam Bosley. She's Sue Bosley. There's a Sam Bosley. Patrick Stewart is Sam Bosley. There's 3 Bosleys in this.
Bosleys all day long.
I thought Patrick Stewart was Charlie. Who's Charlie? Who the fuck is Charlie?
No, you'll never know who Charlie is.
You have to know who Charlie is.
No, you never see Charlie's face.
That's not true. You saw Charlie in the Lucy Liu.
Then they fucked up because you never see Charlie's face.
Are you serious?
I think that's the joke. Well, I mean, not the joke, but I think that's the point. Is like you never. Charlie's Angel Charlie. Like, I don't think you. Yeah, I don't think you ever see Charlie.
Huh.
I think the whole point is that you never see him.
He was on the beach.
Listen, but I don't think you saw his face.
I see what you're saying.
So yeah, no.
You never heard of Black Irish?
So at the end of the day,
rest in peace.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, people bitch.
People bitch for a lot of fucking reasons.
People bitch. I ignore it.
So now
I'm insensitive to the subject.
Now we're gonna shift over.
All right, listen. This subject I got really a lot of opinions about, and here's why. Because you know for a fact that I am a DC lover when it comes down to their movies.
Facts.
I never, do I say, yes, is there issues? Of course there is. But overall,
Suicide Squad was not a great movie.
Right, but they're, I enjoyed the movies. Like, for instance, I loved Superman. Some people out there gave shit to Superman. I loved Batman v Superman. People lost their shit over Batman v Superman because they were like, oh, it's so fucking bad, blah, blah, blah. I actually loved it. So I am a big fan of what they've been releasing. Swamp Thing. They release Swamp Thing. Before episode 1 comes out, they're like, it's not renewed for season 2. And they
not only is it not renewed for season 2, they canceled the rest of season 1.
And they won't say why. And the 2 rumors were, one, that the state they filmed it in didn't give them enough refund. The guy, the director of that department came out and said,
and that
here's
was
our budget.
The writers specifically said
Sure, whatever. That's one rumor. The other rumor that I found was that the heads of DC or WB or whoever's behind all this bullshit are not a fan of the series and the direction of it. Well, here's my thing, DC. So there's a guy, he can't draw feet, and he came out and he said something about DC, and he was very rude about it, and he intended it for the comic side of the comment. It was for the comics aspect, not necessarily their TV and movie stuff. I told you, and I said this, and I said that statement actually holds true to their movies and TV side of things.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, DC. I love you shit, but you guys are fucking idiots. You guys are morons beyond even the biggest belief in the world. You want to bitch about something in this industry, is how fucking DC and WB don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes down to making decisions. They got a Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yep.
He is a great actor. He's a great director. Why? Because fuck it, he won an Oscar for that shit.
Right.
So, you get somebody like him, not granted.
Speaking of which, that dude's wife is still alive. She was the head of CIA operations at the time. She was the head of.
You're talking about for that
Argo.
for what he won and for
Yeah.
Argo. So now I get it. Ben Affleck has some issues. He's got issue with alcohol and he had to get some help again. And I'm glad that he's doing better. But clearly he's fine because he's still acting. I mean, there's a movie that came out on Netflix. He's doing all his making the world a better place shit, where he goes to Africa and provides
making
fucking.
the world a better place shit.
He is. I mean, I don't know what it's actually. I don't know what it's called. So
I just
whatever.
like how you categorize
It's
that.
humanitism, right?
Humanitarianism.
Is that humanitarianism, whatever. So like the guy is still capable of doing things, even though he is getting his shit together. So what do? You hire him on, in the sense of like, yeah, he's gonna be the motherfucker behind the Batman. He's gonna direct that shit, and then he's not directing it.
Yep.
Then he's not fucking Batman. Then, what's his name? Ezra Miller might not be the Flash, because you can't get that shit together because you hired on two writers who I like. I don't hate them. To write the script. Ezra Miller doesn't like it. So for a while there, we might have lost the motherfucker that played Flash. Then you're talking about you got this new motherfucker that's playing Batman. Who knows if it's even part of the same universe? You don't even know if you're going to have the same universe in any of the movies. And then you come out and you bring out the Swamp Thing. It's getting ravings about what it is as a show.
It's very good.
And you won't fucking just say, fuck it. We're dumbasses. Let's renew that shit. Clearly it's doing it. But no, instead, season 2 of Titans is coming out because that shit was so good. I mean, listen, I was excited about Titans. After watching that show, I was very disappointed about Titans.
Super disappointed.
You bring out Doom Patrol and you nail it. You fucking outside of the last episode where I'm like, it could have been way better.
It could have.
Outside of the last episode, Doom Patrol, miles better than fucking Titans. Miles. I mean, I'm talking about planets better. And then you bring out Swamp Thing, which, in my opinion, is the best show you have right now on the fucking DC streaming.
Better than Doom Patrol.
Better than Doom Patrol. I'm sorry, but visually, it's a solid show. And
it's a solid show.
We're
diving into some of the like
and you've already talked about so much that just you've introduced so much in this show already in the first 5 episodes that we've watched. To me, as a company, they are morons.
Idiots.
They're complete and utter morons at this point.
It's such a good show.
I don't give a shit what your reasoning is for not liking this, or if it's a money thing, fuck you. Lose the money, take it somewhere else to another fucking go shoot it in Mississippi or some bullshit, and get different funding and make the goddamn show. If it's a money problem, take the hit. You made plenty of fucking money. Take the goddamn hit. Continue the show.
I think there's an opportunity for a lot of these production companies to take the Amazon model and produce something that is the best for the audience.
You want an example? Netflix is in debt, but because they're bringing you shit you love, they're willing to take a goddamn hit because they want to bring you the baddest shit you watch. Mm-hmm. If motherfucking Netflix were willing to do that, and somebody like WB, who's been in the fucking game for eons, you're a fucking idiot. The business person behind WB or DC needs to be fucking.
That's AT&T.
You need to be removed. You need to be get the fuck out of this bitch because you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
That's Big Daddy AT&T.
I told you when we were discussing this off camera. I said I need to figure out where WB is located. I'm just gonna walk in that bitch and I'm be like, you're fired. It's like, who the fuck are you? Obviously the one that's firing your ass because I'm taking over because you're a fucking idiot. You're a moron. Because they are fucking stupid. They get nothing but great reviews, even from critics who are literally harsh on shit these days.
Super harsh.
It's literally the whole rave behind critics nowadays is if you hate it, if you don't hate it, you wrong. So like the fact that they love your shit, you should be renewing that shit instantly. You shouldn't even think twice.
I don't know where it came from. Like the idea that this is not a good show. This is a great fucking show. I don't care. I don't know who's watching it and thinking it's not good.
Dude, everything we've read, and the guy that plays Swamp Thing, the guy that's in the suit, he literally had an interview with Collider and said the entire cast and crew behind this show, they were all like, "It's a hit. This is gonna be a hit." Like they were ecstatic.
Right, as they should have been.
And then, they find out,
and that's the thing.
Shit's not renewed.
That's the
thing.
They
had no idea why.
And it's 100%.
Even they don't know why.
It's 100% a top-down decision because
100%.
they all left, and the people that make the show said,
"Yeah,
we left the sets up."
Yeah, we left it up because it's we were ready to come back.
It's dumb.
They had no doubt in their mind this was a hit show. I'm sorry. That then tells me right off the bat it's a higher up thing. And whatever that higher up thing is, I don't give a shit if it's money or you just as a higher up don't like it, you're wrong. Everybody else likes it and you don't like it, you're wrong. Sorry, that's literally how it works.
But there's ego.
But there is ego.
Ego won't let you be wrong.
Ego plays in so much in this bullshit. Ego even plays in not wanting to take a hit.
100%. 100%. They're not thinking long term.
And I can't.
It very much goes back to the Gary Vee stuff. Like they're not thinking long term. They're thinking not. The return right now is not the greatest. Yeah. They're thinking about, because to me, if DC had come out and they made a Flash movie and they made it for $100 million and it made $300 million, right. That's a successful movie. I don't care what anyone says.
Because at the worst, they spent another $50 million that wasn't part of that budget to advertise.
Right. So you double your money.
You made $150 million.
You made $150 million. You take that $150 million now that you make the next one for $150.
Right.
And you keep doing that. You make 3 of those.
Right.
And you make 3 Batmans.
Right.
And you make 3 Supermans.
Yeah.
And then you make a $500 million Justice League movie.
So you're talking about a Marvel. You're talking about a Marvel way.
Because I feel like with those 6-9 movies that you make beforehand, you can build up some credibility, build up some goodwill with the audience.
I just want to make sure that everybody is not confused because I'm actually more of a fan of DC stuff than I am of Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
And I love Marvel stuff, but I am a bigger fan. I enjoy seeing Batman and Superman on screen. I really do. But DC's a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yep.
Because they just don't know what the fuck to do at this point.
Yep.
Dude, they had somebody like Joss Whedon on their fucking table to direct Batgirl.
And that's gone now.
Man, that's... What the fuck? How do you fuck that up?
God, that would have been a great movie.
How do you
My only problem is that they would have put her in one of the 2 most recent costumes and it would have looked like shit.
Right.
I think they both are terrible fucking costumes.
Here's the thing. I don't think Joss Whedon would have done that, though. If you had him... I don't think he would have done.
You think he would have gone classic Batgirl?
I think he would have done something different where it doesn't look cheesy, especially after having experience with Marvel. After having experience with Marvel, I don't think he would have gone that route. But at the end of the day, it just, Jesus Christ.
Not actual, damn, I hate.
Just search comic. Just search comic costumes. But at the end of the day,
like this, meh. I just didn't.
I don't think he would have done it.
I didn't like it because I felt it made her way too young. Right.
I don't think he would have done something like that. I think he would have.
That's from a different series. But I wouldn't have minded this.
Right. Once again, I'm always going to be full.
But this new thing, it's fucking...
Oh, what is that?
This is her new costume. This is her current costume.
Well, there's a thing. Listen, DC, I don't care for Rob Liefeld, but he's not wrong. I know people got offended.
Like, that's
That's a good guy.
Like it's armor plated, like it makes sense.
I know that people got offended to what he said because he was harsh about it. But you know what? Sometimes you got to be harsh.
Yep.
Sometimes being all nice about it is not a fucking thing that you a way of going around to get your point across. You can be nice about it, but the point might not reach the people. So maybe being a little harsh might.
Right.
And that's why, you know what? That's why I had to say my way, because at the end of the day, they're fucking up, and they're fucking up bad. Because you and I, we loved Doom Patrol. We knew, I mean, just seeing the little things we saw about Swamp Thing, we're like, they can't fuck this up. There's no way. This looks like it's going to be fucking awesome. We watch episode 1, great. We watch episode 2, fucking amazing. And we just couldn't stop. I mean, come on. How do you, like, what the fuck are you thinking?
It doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make, I don't
I'm just trying
understand.
to find this tweet.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever his, like I said, it was a pretty worded tweet, and you know what?
Yeah, he's fucking, he is active. This is, I have scrolled down a lot. Yeah, this is all from the last 24 hours.
Yeah, so listen, at the end of the day, you fucking idiots. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
Uncle Peter, what's going on, man?
What a great
Good
fucking show. What's up, Uncle Peter, man? Thanks for stopping by. I don't know what to say, man. I just don't understand DC's mentality on this. I know it's not the people behind the show, because clearly they all left thinking, hey, season 2 is going to be even crazier. And that's not what happened, because they didn't get fucking renewed.
I mean, they had plans of multiple seasons and culminating in a Justice League Dark,
which would have been fucking awesome. It would have been amazing.
So this is what he said. He said, DC Comics gonna drive off a cliff here real soon. Gonna get my popcorn. He says, I ain't never seen a company in as much disarray as DC Comics. Thank God they have Batman to act as their Tylenol, aspirin, and laughing gas.
Right.
More Batman will fix it.
Yeah, but he's not
because that's what they're doing right now.
No, I get it. And I get it. And here's the thing: he's not wrong. I mean, I get it. This is for the comics, but he's not wrong. This statement falls for DC in general, for the WB. They're fucking idiots. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. Okay, great. We're gonna do the Batman, right? We got what is it? Matt Reeves, right? The guy behind fucking some of the Planet of the Apes movies, which were great. Great. You got a great director. That's great. You got a controversial actor.
Yeah.
I've learned since Heath Ledger days not to anymore judge on the pick, but I haven't seen anything that I've watched a few of the movies that he's been, and some of the shit I tried to watch with you know, what are they called, Twilight. He's gonna have to fucking do some work. He's gonna have to prove to me.
I'm interested in seeing.
He's gonna have to knock it out of the goddamn park. But at the end of the day, like, physically, he can get there. Any actor we've seen, as long as they follow their trainer's diet and workout, they're gonna get fit. That's not a problem. So physically, I don't care. Facially, he doesn't look like a Bruce Wayne to me. I actually would have preferred the guy that plays Beast in the new X-Men stuff over him.
Yeah.
Any day, in my opinion. I think he has more of that Bruce Wayne look in the face. We'll see. But I mean, what does it mean? Like, they haven't said shit. Okay, so you got a completely different actor acting the role. Clearly, if it's in the same universe as Justice League, then this is back in the younger days. These are prequels, which is fine. But, like, what are you going to do with Justice League? Is he going to be now Batman? And how do you explain that he is Batman way younger than fucking Ben Affleck Batman? Like, how do you...
It's got to be a prequel.
Once again, you're fucking up, DC. And, you know, there was this thing like, oh, I don't know if you remember it, but there was a whole, like, article behind, like, DC's got Jeff Jones now in charge, just like Kevin Feige is in charge for Marvel.
I don't know if he is anymore.
But that's the problem. It's like, oh, there was this thing, like, we got somebody that's going to be our Kevin Feige. We're going to get this shit straight. No, you're not. You're just fucking up even more. You're fucking up even way more than you did before that moment. So, like, you fucking idiots. What the fuck are you doing? Like, it's just, I don't understand. I don't get it. I wish we could sit down with DC, with somebody from there, to have a proper discussion just to see where they are mentally.
Yeah.
Because, like, you have great characters. How are you fucking this up? You've had great directors. You have great actors. How are you fucking up? Like, as a company, it's on you. At this point, it's you. It's nobody else.
Yeah.
How are you fucking this up?
100%.
Like, where's your mental? Like, if you're clearly, like, let's say you're sitting there, you're like, fuck, we are fucking this up. Why don't you just then leave it to the motherfuckers that are doing the job? Why don't you shut the fuck up, give them the money, and let them do what they need to do?
Yeah, you would think so. You would think so, but, you know.
I feel like it went downhill after Zack Snyder had to step down. Like, I know people aren't fans of Zack Snyder's style because it's darker, but I feel like it went downhill after he had to step down, only mainly because, you know, family issues, like, badly family issues. And, like, after that, it was like, fuck, what are we doing? Like,
I don't know.
I don't get it.
It was one of those, like, I don't know if they were wanting $1 billion for Justice League. I don't know if they were wanting, like, I don't know.
It's not like they didn't make a lot.
I mean, $600-700 fucking million.
Yeah, close enough. Like, I get it. It wasn't a bill, but like,
yeah, but like,
I mean, I get you spend a shit ton, but that's on you. That's your goddamn mistake.
I don't know, man. It's an interesting thing to have to try to figure out from our end because we don't have all the details. We don't have all the.
We might not, man, but when I'm reading interviews that says that the entire cast and crew left thinking there's a season 2 because there's no doubt in their mind this is a hit.
Yeah.
And then you see episode 1, fucking even critics, not just the fans, but the critics are loving it. Mm-hmm. Clearly, at that point, I don't need to know any of the backstory. It's 2 things. You're not happy that you lost money, which shut the fuck up, eat your fucking ego, and let it happen, and just take the hit and move on, and then recuperate the money. You can. It's not hard, especially a company at their level. Or somebody at the top doesn't like it, is not happy with the direction. Who the fuck cares? Shut the fuck up. It's once again, it's an ego thing, and at the end of the day, somebody fire that dumb motherfucker, and if it's the CEO, tell him it's time to leave, homie.
Right.
You know what? I'm sure it's their shareholders. Maybe the shareholders need to be like, listen, we get it, you're the CEO, but you're not gonna be making any more decisions, you dumb fuck, because you're killing shit. Like, I don't know what needs to happen, but something needs to happen.
The other factor is, it's all under AT&T now. It's Big Daddy AT&T.
Right. Yeah.
So like, are they saying something? Are they interjecting their opinions? You know, are they saying we need to make X amount of dollars, so you need to do this kind of thing? Because they're about to launch, what is it called, HBO Max,
right?
Which is going to have a bunch of DC properties on it. So
which is stupid.
I don't know if that's.
Which is really stupid.
I don't understand the purpose of having all this shit.
I don't either.
Like,
we're releasing a WB streaming service. That's great.
I think that's the HBO Max.
Whatever.
Like, I think.
Whatever.
I don't know, but.
And then it was like, well, what are you gonna do with the DCU stuff? Like, it shouldn't affect it at all because all DC should go on that. Shouldn't be part of the WB. They have plenty of other WB shit to stream.
There's so much, dude.
Like, you don't need to have the DC stuff on there. And it's like, and that's the other thing. Like, they haven't really answered the fans when they're saying like, is it going away? There was a statement that came out that somebody did say no, it's not going away. But it's like, how do we know you're not lying at this point?
What, you're talking about the service?
Yeah. Like, how do we know you're not fucking lying just so you don't get the backlash? Because, you're not fucking renewing Swamp Thing, and we don't know why. So at this point, anything fucking goes.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
you're right.
You could be 100% a bunch of fucking liars.
It's possible.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Somebody who is trying to be their own business person, I don't understand a company that successful, I don't give a shit who's in charge. I don't give a shit if it's AT&T or WB. You're still a big company.
Yeah.
You're successful. How are you fucking up? Like, you fuck up in the past, and you learn from fuck ups. That's the whole point, is you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fail, you're going to learn. At this point, this is a very big fail to learn from.
Yeah.
You've already had negative feedback about your movies, but not renewing Swamp Thing literally right away, like before episode 1 airs. That's a big fuck up. That's bigger than like a fucking mom and pop shop starting as like, fuck, we put the wrong ingredient in our cupcakes. Like,
right.
Like, that's way bigger of a fuck up. You're a fucking multi-billion-dollar company. How are you fucking this shit up? Like, this is a bad fuck up. Like, there's minor fuck ups. This is like beyond that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't get it.
I don't get it. I'm hoping that season 2 of Titans is good, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I'm way less excited about the season 2 of Titans than I am the rest of season 1 of Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that goes to show something.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I think we're both going to agree. Unless they actually make Titans feel like a comic book show, which so far it hasn't.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be a good show. And that's not what...
I need to see Starfire in costume. I need to see Gar in costume.
I need to see them as a team. I don't need to keep seeing Dick Grayson. I need to see Nightwing or Robin. Pick one. I don't give a fuck. Let's go. Like, this is not a thing. This is... I need him to be
the same thing. So the Robin's dead now, right?
Right.
So I better open the season with a Nightwing costume.
Right.
I don't want 3, 4, 5 episodes of him trying to figure out his identity.
Yeah, no.
The same thing I said with fucking... I'm actually really hesitant to watch the last season of Jessica Jones, because the same thing I said when we watched the end of last season.
Yeah, you said it better not be more than, what, 3 episodes?
3 episodes.
I said it better not be more than fucking 1. Like, you don't need to show me how she gets her costume.
That was her whole purpose, is becoming a hero. And for her to not have that until episode, whatever, 8 or 9.
Dude, it's literally the end of the season.
Like...
It's the literal end of this. I mean, it's what? Let's say they do 12 episodes, but I don't think they are. I think they're doing 10. So it's literal end of the season. She gets her... It's irrelevant. We know you cancel the season.
Are you now going to... Like, what are we going to do?
Cancel the series. You ain't making it anymore. So what the fuck? That does nothing for us.
And so my thing is... I'm still hopeful that that Disney's gonna keep them on contract.
I hope so.
Or put them on contract and be like, hey, in 5 years we're gonna bring you back.
Right.
Because they gotta wait 5 years. That's the whole thing. They can't show up on screen for 5 years. So in 5 years they bring it back. Like I told you before, I put them in a situation where they're like 5 years of shit has happened.
Right.
Like there's a whole thing.
You don't. There's a whole thing with Hellcat. You don't need to think you need to start.
There's a whole thing with Hellcat when she literally goes to fucking hell, bro. Like you could have Jessica Jones saving her from hell.
Yeah, I don't.
And then she brings her home. And she's like, I fucking got her. And it's like there's Luke Cage and there's their baby, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
I've said this plenty of times. You can be in the future without having to show me every single detail.
Right, because they're still in 2017.
They had a baby. How? Well, they had sex.
They were fucking.
They got together a few times.
They were fucking. He broke up with the nurse because she left or she got sick of his shit.
Yeah.
Because he became a bad guy.
You know what happens? People sometimes don't get along.
He became a bad guy, and she was like, I can't fucking deal with this, so she left. No, dude, super easy to explain. He was a bad guy at the end of season 2 of Luke Cage.
Right.
What the fuck's her name? I was forgetting the nurse's name, but whatever. Yeah. Night nurse. Yeah. She leaves him because he's trying to leave the underworld by being like the boss.
Yeah.
So she's like, fuck this, I'm done. She fucking leaves. Hellcat dies. Jessica Jones like spirals into depression. Yeah. Hooks up with Luke Cage again. Boom. That's how they fucking get back together. Yeah. And that's how they have a baby. Fucking easy. The shit is easy.
Yeah, it's people. Sometimes I feel like these companies. Here's the thing: when it comes down to Marvel movies, they're amazing. They've thought this shit through. They tell amazing stories. It's entertaining overall. But for some reason, with the TV series shit, they seem to take forever to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, it's no different.
Do you know they're talking about a Ghost Rider reboot?
I mean, whatever.
And I was like, why does it need to be a reboot? There's like 5 Ghost Riders. Just make a movie about one of the other ones. Because there was one on Agents.
No. Right. They can't.
There was Robbie.
You can't reboot because then you're saying that the one on Agents didn't exist, which it did because it's
just like Inhumans.
Because it's within the universe, you motherfuckers. So
that's just like Inhumans. They were talking about rebooting Inhumans, and I was like, "What the fuck? What do you mean reboot? You can't reboot mid-story."
Yeah, like this isn't like it didn't happen. It happened, motherfucker. Like clear as fucking day, it happened.
You can have a new cast. I'm fine with that. If they're gonna say this is now what happens with the Inhumans after the destruction of their moon base,
right? And
they're on Earth now, but it's a whole new cast.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Whatever. I mean,
but like, you can't be like, oh, there was no Robbie Reyes, fucking Ghost Rider. No, he was there.
Clear as fucking. Coulson had a few conversations with him, so
he was there. He left with the Darkhold. I remember it was a whole thing.
You're a liar.
Fucking
no, yeah. So here's the thing. I'm not saying DC is the only one making mistakes. I mean, Marvel has its issues, but not DC issues. They don't have DC issues. DC is just on a whole fucking...
DC just doesn't seem to know when to make the right call. Like, they really, really, really wanted Justice League right away because Avengers made a ton of money. Yeah. And that was a stupid decision.
It was a dumb decision. Just let it play out.
Stupid fucking decision.
Just let it play out.
Like, we were 2 Avengers movies in.
Yeah.
We were deep.
Yeah, but we were also... 2 Iron Man in?
3.
3 before the first one?
3 before the second one.
Second one.
But they were,
Right. So we were 3
Iron Man,
Cap.
2 Caps.
Yeah. Like, homie.
2 Thors.
Seriously.
They were 10 fucking movies in.
I'm saying. But the problem
is... You can't be on the 3rd movie be like, team up!
Well, I think... and it goes back to ego, but because I think they listen to too many people, like, how is DC going to keep up with Marvel? Like...
You don't need to.
There's nothing to keep up to. It's not like Batman needs to be already 5 movies in.
Guess what? I bet you Universal isn't wondering how they're gonna keep up with Marvel. No, they're looking at their list of properties and they're saying, all right, Hobbs and Shaw comes out this month.
Right.
We're gonna start production on Fast 9.
They already have.
Like, okay, so Fast 9 is coming out this month. All right, what are we gonna fill between those 2?
Yeah.
How are we gonna cash our fucking checks? That's all they're worried about. They're not worried about Marvel. Like
that's I think once again it plays into ego because they guaranteed somebody at DCWB, AT&T listened to those articles and they're like, how do we catch up? And I'm like, there's nothing to catch up to.
It's not like
just play your fucking game.
It's not one lane.
Yeah.
It's not one lane and you gotta catch up and get ahead.
Hey, great job. You got a great actor playing Superman. You did a good Superman movie. To most people it was good. To me it was great. Excellent. Do the next movie. Batman. Do the next movie. Flash. Guess what, motherfucker? That doesn't mean Justice League after fucking Superman or Batman v Superman.
I would have honestly even accepted 1 Superman, 1 Batman, 1 Flash, 1 Wonder Woman, 1 Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then at the end of them, maybe do the Batman one second. Yeah. Batman's like, Superman's a thing. I'm going to keep that in mind.
Here's the thing.
And then he shows up at the end of the other ones to be like, hey, guys, Justice League.
I'm even fine with the way they did it. They had a Superman and, a Wonder Woman? And
no, Wonder Woman was after Justice League.
Oh, it was after. So it was Superman and Batman v Superman.
No, I take it back. It was after Batman v Superman.
After Batman, right. So you had Superman, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman. You introduced 3 of the characters.
The Trinity.
Yeah. So, cool.
You got the Trinity in.
Cool. You did a Justice League movie. Cool.
Next.
How did you fail? How are you failing now? You got Aquaman. Great job. But how are you now fucking up with this whole you had your plans on the Flash movie? Why is this why is this a debate?
Yeah.
Why are you having a debate on?
To touch on a little bit, to kind of go on a little tangent there from Flash. So I'm on TikTok. I consume a lot of TikTok while I'm taking shit.
Yeah. Some people read newspapers.
I consume TikTok.
Yeah.
And Grant Gustin is on TikTok. A lot of people.
Grant's a cool guy,
A lot of people are on TikTok. Like fucking Tom Holland's on TikTok.
Yeah,
so like I like because I don't look for shit. I just scroll. So whatever it recommends me, that's what I see. And I'm scrolling, and I scroll up, and I see Grant Gustin, and he's got a serious face on, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I watch it, and he legit opens with, I'm making this, and I didn't really think I had to make this, but, and I forget her name. Is it Candace something that plays Iris? He's like, she's our Iris. Our Iris has always been an African-American woman. She's always been a black woman. She's always going to be a black woman. She's like, she's our Iris. She's always going to be our Iris, and I'm going to always back her up, and I'm going to stand behind her.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Apparently there is. Because he legit opens with, I didn't think I would have to fucking make this. And I was like, are you serious?
Are we 4 seasons in?
5! Like, who the fuck is having this dumbass conversation in 2019? Show came out in 2011. Or whatever, 2015.
Why is this a conversation?
I fucking couldn't tell you. I was like, are you fucking serious?
I don't understand.
It had to have had something to do with the Ariel thing. Because it
came
out,
maybe.
Like, it was last week.
Yeah,
it was
maybe.
the same, and it was just one of those things I was just like, I watched it, and I didn't know what to think. I'm like, what the fuck? How is this a thing? How is this a thing? Like, I remember when it first happened, they were kind of like, I don't know. But, like, it played well. She's a good Iris. She does a really good fucking job. She actually weirdly reminds me more of Lois Lane. She does remind me. Like a very Lois Lane vibe about her, which I like. Because I don't think Iris. I actually think what they did is they kind of combined her with Wally's girlfriend / wife later on, Linda. Nope, don't remember her last name. But Linda was a reporter. Because I don't think Iris was a reporter ever. I don't recall that.
I just can't believe now after 5 seasons.
Apparently still a thing. Fucking people, man. Fucking people. And I was like,
listen, Grant, if you're ever listening to our podcast, specifically this, I'm sorry that you had to make that video.
Yeah, that's a fucking.
What the fuck?
That's a stupid thing.
Why is that a thing? Why is that even a thing?
And that's one of those things where I think about it, and I'm like, if I think about this too long, it's going to fucking explode my brain.
Yeah, no, that's why you have to walk away. You just have to walk away.
You gotta walk away.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of which, I'm on my YouTube. I see a little thing, and it's Variant. It's Variant Comics, which I haven't seen in a while because I'm always on the T3G YouTube. So,
yeah, I'm always on
and I'm not subscribed to the same stuff that I am
on
my personal. And I was like, oh shit, I haven't seen Variant Comics in a long time. Like Ars Quinones. He's really fucking cool. Like, he's like a super ultra comic nerd. Like,
right.
And he's like, let's talk about the ultimate Batman suit. And I was like, yeah, let's fucking talk about it. Because I'm probably fucking 4 years behind.
What's the ultimate Batman suit?
It's I gotta give you context for this. So
let me just see it.
Ultimate Batman suit.
Batman's my shit.
Is it Ultimate Final? It's Final. There it is. The Final Batman. It's a mech. It's a fucking Gundam. It's legit a Gundam.
He looks like he's about to take on Superman and the entire Justice League.
He did take on the entire Justice League.
All right. All right, because
so
that's Flash there. That is a Gundam.
It is. That's 100%.
So
it's legit.
So Batman is in the head controlling the robot, like Gundam style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's talk about
Opa Gundam style.
Yeah. That's badass.
Dude, it's fucking awesome. So
that's great.
I watched the video, and I had to like.
That is something Batman would do.
He said some shit, and I had to stop. Because I stopped the video because I just had to let my face kind of scrunched up a little bit. I didn't quite blue screen. It was
like a flicker.
I saw it happen. I saw it about to happen, so I had to let it process. It's so much. Basically, so there is the Monitor. You saw him on the Elseworld story.
Okay.
And then there is the Anti-Monitor, which caused the original Crisis.
Yeah.
And apparently they have a brother who is the World Forger,
Okay.
He makes worlds, but he's also the cause of the crises. So all the crises in the DC universe are caused by this dude. Basically, he decides that some shit is fucked up, and he's got this giant hammer. The crisis anvil shows up, and he strikes the fucking anvil, and it fucking destroys the universe, and it rebuilds it. And so basically, and they've got a mother. I forget her fucking name, but she's like the creator.
Right.
She's the creator of everything. But apparently, she was trapped for a long time, and she was recently freed. So they've been trying to fight her. And basically, this dude shows up, and he's like, he kidnaps the Justice League, and he sends them, he sends Superman into like a dark dimension, like no suns, not anywhere close by. It like takes him a long time to find suns, and he then is like, hey guys, the world is fucked up. The universe is about to fucking be awful. So it's time for a crisis. We got to reset. Shit's about to be fucked up. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna survive. Like if you continue down this universe, it all goes bad, all of it. And he's like, I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna reset, and they're like, well, what happens to the people? And they're like, well, they're gone. Like, and it's like all the bad people will die. And he's talking about creating a purely good universe, multiverse actually. So then he sends them to a like best case scenario universe where it's like 10, 15 years in the future, and like Superman's old and he's gray, but he's wearing white, and like everyone's happy. Like shit is like Jon Stewart's a White Lantern now. Like they fucking won. They won. Like it's the perfect universe. And it's like that's the sales pitch, right? And he tells them, but he kept Batman, and he was like, because the Batman was the only one that was like, I mean, all the bad guys are gone, fuck it, because he's kind of logical. Like if we can get rid of all the evil,
right?
Yeah.
The whole point of Batman,
fuck it, you know, like. Yeah. And so he's like, I'm gonna let you kind of see the whole background thing, and he's like, listen, he's like, Superman's in this dark dimension. Batman's like, is he gonna escape? He's like, others have not, but him being the Prime, he might. And he's like, unless you push this button here and you turn off all the suns, literally destroys, like just erases the suns in that universe. And Superman would be the one, like if Superman makes it back, he's gonna fight this dude, and then they lose because that's the bad universe, because he doesn't get to create the perfect universe. And
wait, so
he's
so
like,
who's the bad guy?
Exactly. So he's like, listen. So apparently they found there was the nth metal.
Right.
Now they found that the.
So wait, Superman's the bad guy.
No. No, because this guy's evil. He wants to kill everything.
Yeah, but he's making a perfect world.
But there's no such thing, right? He's gonna kill all the bad people.
But it's a perfect world.
He's gonna kill all the bad people.
But then you got nothing to worry about.
I mean, listen.
There's no racism. There's no. There's no murder.
So he's like, listen, I'm gonna let you choose. He's like, I'm gonna let you build the ultimate bat suit. You can make it out of the 10th metal. The 10th metal is something they found out last year, a couple years ago, whenever they did Dark Knight's metal. When they did those metal books, apparently it's like it's a metal that like adapts and shapes via thought and shit. But apparently it can be made to like tell people what to think. And he's like, you could build the suit and you could fucking tell people what to think. And you could make them good. Period. And Batman's like, pushes the button. He's like, sorry, Clark, like, you know, I gotta make a move. Right, and you think that he's turned his back on Superman. So he builds the fucking suit. He comes out. He fights the Justice League because they're not really having this. And he fights the Justice League. And they're like, how the fuck can you do this? What the fuck is wrong with you? And they're like, I need y'all to see the plan. Like, y'all need to see the plan. Like, and
Batman's always got a plan.
Of course.
Batman's always got a plan.
And his plan was to bet on Superman.
Of course.
Superman found suns. He pile drives through suns, one after the other, powering up as he plows through these suns. And they said he went faster than ever he has before. Which means faster than
the Flash.
Than Ultimate Mass Punch. Or Infinite Mass Punch. faster than the Infinite Mass Punch. Because the Infinite Mass Punch already happened. And they said he went faster than ever.
Dude, Infinite Mass Punch takes off planets.
So he fucking punches through the dimension. He shows up, and then they fight this dude. And the suit was only on screen, quote unquote, for like a little bit. But I'm just like, yo, can we get the suit back?
Yeah, right.
Can this just be like? Can this be the Titan that he calls in?
I know.
Put that shit on the satellite and be like,
when you gotta
Titanfall.
Right? And like when you got some shit you gotta handle.
I was like, bro, this gangster, like this fucking thing is amazing.
Of course, man. Batman's always got it.
That's why the art is really good. So I'm super excited.
That's why when people always want to argue with me, like Batman versus this guy, like Batman always has a plan. Like that's the problem. Like it's such a ridiculous thing because obviously it's what we write it as, but that's the beauty of Batman. That like even Superman, who thinks faster than humans, who he's fucking God, and even Batman is ahead of him.
Because
he's always processing further ahead.
He's always 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. Like Superman can react very quickly, and he's smart, but Batman has already planned for multiple contingencies.
Right, exactly.
The joke of when they made Midnighter and Apollo were a play on Batman and Superman. When they made Midnighter and their whole thing was that he was a cybernetically enhanced person and he's got like an ultra computer in him and it processes fights before they ever happen. And he says, like when he walks up to people, he just says, "I've played out our fight 1,000,000 times already. I know every way I can beat you. This fight is already over." And people still fight him. So it's just like, that's kind of part of the joke is that like, he tells you, like, you cannot fucking win.
Yeah.
And
I mean, don't get me wrong, Batman always gets hurt, but that's because like he's not a superhuman. That's the beauty of Batman. Yeah. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have a plan of beating you.
Yeah, he says, "Sorry, Mary, but it's time to imagine a different ending." And I was like, oh shit, is he really gonna do that? Like, yeah, but it's a Justice League book.
That's great.
But yeah, that's the like the House of Justice. That's like the
look at Super. He's all happy and smiles. He's super happy.
Yeah, because he talked about the 6th dimension, right? And this was when they like started the fight. Yeah, and then he shows up.
Yeah, no, I mean.
But yeah, that's the dude. That's the World Forger.
That's funny. Here's the thing. I won't lie. Going back to DC and them fucking up. Like I told you, like all the shit I was hearing behind the New 52. Like even when we watched the animated series, the animated movies that were behind the New 52 characters, the way they were redone. Yeah. Like even I told you, I was like, that Batman doesn't seem like the Batman that I know because it didn't seem like the same Batman.
I mean, the way they did the movies is also very, very stupid. Yeah. They combined a ton of stories.
That's true too.
Some stories from before, some stories from New 52. And it's plus now they're trying to like explain it away and it's a whole lot of fucking stupid.
But I mean that's really all. That's all I got.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left to say. I think we're gonna call it there.
Real quick.
What you got?
Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland?
As far as Spider-Man?
As far as Peter Parker / Spider-Man.
Peter Parker Spider-Man? Tom Holland all day. No question about it. Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker was incredibly too cool. Way too fucking
That's true, but his Spider-Man, I feel like, was a better Spider-Man. Especially in Amazing Spider-Man 2, because he was doing all the things that I know Spider-Man to do, which is talk shit while he's fucking... And he did all that in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
But Tom Holland's Spider-Man does that.
Yeah, I just watched it.
Okay, just real quick, because we're going to talk about this fully next week with a special guest. Real quick, rate it.
It's better than the first one.
100%.
I give it a 9.
Damn.
I give it a 9.
Damn. I was going to say 8, 8.5, yeah. But like...
8.5, 9. I got it.
Post credits. Let's talk about mid credits first. So fucking good.
Yeah, no.
First of all,
I laughed at the other one, but
I shit myself.
The first one, yeah.
Bro, first of all, the whole situation where like now we're like comic book Spider-Man.
Right.
Now people don't like him now.
Yeah.
And then the fact that it was that it was I always forget his fucking name, but JJ was played by JJ.
Yeah. I told
like,
my wife, I'm like, that's awesome. Because you know why?
They brought him back.
Because nobody...
He's perfect.
Because nobody can play JJ like JJ himself.
He was perfect back then, and he's perfect now.
Yeah, he's JJ.
I was so excited to see that.
Super stoked.
I smiled so bright.
Me
and
too.
then they showed that video, and I was like, oh no. And he's like, Spider-Man, he's Peter Parker. I was like, oh my God. And it just cut. My thing was like, because he was in public, right? And he should have just been like, who the hell is Peter Parker?
That's so true.
Right, because that's the easy way out. Because it's like, who the hell is Peter Parker?
That's so true. Such a good movie, though.
It was good. I liked the whole, dude, just watching Fury step out onto the bridge of that ship. I'm like, oh, it's fucking Sword. I'm fucking in. Let's do this.
I don't know what that is.
Sword is the space version of Shield. I'll show you their ship here real quick. Sword Marvel.
Well, there you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Sentient World Observation and Response Department. They have a giant thing called the Peak. It's like a giant sword in the sky. Hence, sword. Pretty straightforward, kind of like tangents. But yeah, it's super fucking exciting.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
It can maybe possibly lead into some mutant stuff because the woman who leads that is Abigail Brand, who ends up being Beast's girlfriend. So like,
let me tell you something, sir. It better lead into some mutant stuff, or I'm start stabbing somebody in Marvel. So that's not a real threat.
I want just.
But I will
what's
do
next?
what I
is
said.
Black
I'll
Widow
do.
Next?
No.
What is next? What is the next MCU?
Legitimately do not know.
MCU. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Weird that has multiple things. Feature films. So, by the way, this was called the Infinity Saga.
Black Panther?
And it is finally fucking done. So the Infinity Saga is finally done. Black Widow.
Literally
TBA?
Literally
There's no release date yet?
Dude, it's literally the only movie announced.
No, 100% not. The Eternals, Shang-Chi both announced. Both. I don't know if they cast. No, they didn't cast Shang-Chi, but Eternals has like 2 or 3 people already cast. Eternals is gonna be interesting. Guardians 3 was said to come. Guardians 3 is confirmed. Taika Waititi and Helmsworth just said that they're gonna do Thor 4.
They did it.
They just did it, yeah. So those are confirmed, and a Doctor Strange sequel is definitely in.
Damn right, they're bringing back the fucking director of the last Thor.
Yeah,
because you'd be stupid not to.
Killed it.
I'd give him so much fucking money. I'd be like, listen, homie, you're never gonna have to work a day in your fucking life. I'm gonna give you so much money. I just need you to keep developing.
I'm certain because it says Untitled Ant-Man and Wasp sequel. I'm sure they're gonna do another Ant-Man and Wasp. Again, it's just like a fun extra movie.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think like the first 2 were good. They're not great movies.
No.
But I think they're good. They're fun movies.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel is going to happen, and another Spider-Man is for sure happening.
Here's the thing.
I don't want to name names, but I have someone who is, I'm not even joking here. I know someone, I spoke with him last night, who works for Sony. And there are some things and plans happening. Yeah. They're talking about doing like 3 or 4 more Spider-Verse Miles Morales animated movies.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a fun one.
Yeah, it was super.
I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, they're talking about 3 or 4 more. I'm like, yeah, 100% do it.
Yeah.
They're talking about.
You'd be dumb not to.
They're talking about another Venom. I'm sorry, they started filming another Venom already.
Nice.
Yeah.
This
was like a great thing because I knew he worked.
Whoever didn't enjoy Venom are fucking stupid.
Dude, it was fun.
That movie was better than I ever expected.
It was a fun movie.
I went in with like, I'm gonna have fun. That shit was way better.
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was way better than what I could have imagined for Venom.
I knew he worked there, but he worked like his job is so like, it's basically like part of HR.
Right.
For like the whole corporation, so not like in the industry.
Let's keep them down low. We don't need.
But it was just like I honestly would have never. I didn't even ask.
All we have to do.
I was just like talking to him. We were just talking about movies.
All we have to do is say we know a guy that knows a guy.
I know some people that
So
know some
now,
people that
from now
rob some
on,
people.
if we say some Sony stuff and be like, because we know a guy, now you know.
Yeah.
And if we can.
Yeah, but I just would never have thought that he would have known anything.
Right.
But he was just like, oh yeah, he's like, I've heard. So like, from he hears from within the organization.
Yeah,
and I was like,
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I haven't heard anything about the Eternals or.
Eternals has at least 2 people cast. Eternals has what's her face? To focus on Cersei, which makes sense. Marvel hired Chloe Zhao to direct the film. Who directed?
Yeah, but I mean that's
she directed. What did she direct? Nothing that we know.
Nothing.
So that's fine.
No,
She's got 3 other. She's got 3 other movies under her belt.
I don't care. That means nothing to me. Here's the thing, and that movie's not coming out till 2021, almost certain. Because it's not starting to fucking produce until either beginning of January or end of
September to end in January.
To end in January, so it's not coming until 21.
End of 2020.
So that's what I'm saying. Like next year is gonna be.
Well, this year we've got 4.
Right, but next year is gonna be a light year.
Depends. Shang-Chi. No. Shang-Chi's not in production yet.
Like shit, even the Doctor Strange sequel.
Unless they just like spit something out that's super quiet, which is doubtful.
Well, which once again I said, I'm excited for Disney's thing they do because they might announce a bunch of shit.
Oh, Disney Plus?
Yeah. Well, no, not Disney.
D20 whatever.
Yeah, D20 whatever.
D27.
Because I think that's when they're gonna actually announce. I feel like they're gonna come out and they're gonna be like, "Listen, it's been a while,
dude." Because
here it is.
If Black Widow is coming out, is it? I think it's this year.
Are we on agreement that that's a prequel?
It's something. Because there is I told you there was a photo of her from set from filming, driving a 2016 BMW. It's not that much of a prequel.
But it's a prequel.
Maybe 2016 happens between. Before Infinity War.
Right. So it's a prequel.
Maybe. It's a prequel. Maybe.
Listen, she's dead.
You don't know. Maybe she came back when he gave back the thing.
That's not how shit works.
You don't know that.
I'm certain that's not how shit works.
You don't know that.
She's dead. No, I do know that. She's dead. She ain't back. I do know that. She's dead. Because trust me, if Marvel was going to do anything, they would be like, happy ending, she's alive. No, she's dead. So, it's a prequel.
I'm thinking...
then they're going to do the clone bullshit.
I was actually going to say clone, yeah. I'm thinking clone.
Or...
Because that's like a Marvel trope, clone.
It is a fucking Marvel thing to do. Or... It's a scroll. Oh, motherfucker!
There was a scroll that died.
Ooh.
Oh! Ooh! Bro! Think about it. Think about it. Just ponder it with me for a second. Just for a second. This movie takes place in 2016, before Infinity War. Takes place in 2016. She goes on a mission for Fury.
Yeah.
Ends up in space. Yeah. And he's like, oh shit, you gotta be back. I'm gonna send a guy or a girl. Skrull. Oh my god! Oh!
But why would a Skrull sacrifice themselves? Why would they?
Because she knows that she's not actually her.
Yeah, but why would
She doesn't actually care about him.
Yeah.
It might not have worked. Because if he had jumped, it might not have worked.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, maybe. I like the Skrull angle.
We'll see.
I like the Skrull angle. That's going to be it for this
I feel like we need to be part of a team.
We're approaching
that tells some stories.
Oh my god, 100%.
DC, if you need help.
Anybody. Fucking DC, Marvel, whoever. That's gonna be it for this one. We're approaching 2 hours here. If you've made it this far,
kudos to you.
Kudos to you, and I would say I'll even reward you for making it this far.
Right.
Hit us up on Instagram DM. Let's say Black Widow is a Skrull is the keyword.
Right.
And I'll shoot you a $5 gift card to Amazon.
Right.
Boom. Look at that.
Right.
Rewards.
So if you've watched
Tangents
this,
podcast.
bam.
Boom. Look at that shit. Look at that shit.
Also, of course, have conversations with us
100%.
on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Let us know. Comments down below.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about anything we've said. Please don't out my guy at Sony. I mean, it'd be very difficult to find out, but
Yeah, right.
yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week with a special guest, and we're going on location, and it's going to be a fun fucking situation. We might not be live because that's a little more complex on the road, but we'll definitely be putting out a new podcast next week with a special guest on location in another part of the state. That's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next one.